I got a lot to talk about in this very first ever Welcome Mathewson show thing. Right, I got a bunch of fancy switches and crazy shit that one of my cousins helped me hook up all the stuff. You wouldn't believe the setup I have now to like kind of break the ice here because I don't know what I'm doing. I'll keep saying that over and over again because guess I'm nervous. Not really though. I am trying to start over again. What my mama calls a rebirth. Now, a lot of people are pissed off of me. I've already got legitimate couple Patreon dudes send me an email saying that the one thing they didn't want me to do was break the fifth wall or whatever the fuck it's called and tell people that Movie Slob was a character, but the cat's out of the bag now. My mom deleted my channel. Things were going really bad. I've been thinking for like the last couple weeks, me and my mama took a vacation up to Gatlinburg, one of our favorite spots up in Tennessee in the mountains where they got all this good food stuff and fresh air and mountains and things and animals and zoos and crazy shit like that. And we've been up there, and that's when she gave me the suggestion, the idea that I can do a live stream and just be myself. Instead of playing this character and all these wacky stories and stuff, I've got real stories and things that actually do happen to me that I could talk about. And the more I thought about that, the more she was obviously right. And the thing that I observed from sitting in my hotel for over a week, all that fresh air and freedom from not having to do the movie slob thing, kind of opened my mind to all the stuff that I was already doing really well and kind of a genius at, incredible stuff that I already did. And the thing that hit me was, we're going to get into all of this. I got lots of stuff to talk about, tons of movies, but one particular movie, Avatar, Way of the Ash and Fire, really convinced me, because we got to see an early screening of it, that I needed to do live streams. And my videos, which are all on the Patreon for free, they're not locked behind a paywall or whatever. I basically changed the face of movie reviews. And when I started doing YouTube, it was like 2006. Things have completely changed now, right? And movie reviews are not the same. Even the ones I was doing, like no one gives a shit anymore because they get all their opinions and reviews and shit from AI, for real. So AI is turned into a fucking Judgment Day Terminator thing. And I just felt like a man without a country, or whatever the saying is. Like, I don't have a place in doing your traditional long form, super detailed movie reviews. That's just not a thing anymore. And my mama deleted my channel and all this stuff. So it's like, now I want to focus all my energy on live streaming. And the epiphany that I had from watching the horrible Avatar movie, which is not horrible. You know, that's old me talking. The epiphany I had was a really humbling experience, was that I kind of realized that movies are not just an excuse for me to show off my movie knowledge. They're not just for smarty pants to talk about. You know, you got the art queers, and then you got the working class heroes like me that grew up on movies and know everything about movies and stuff like that. It's not... Movies aren't just for that, because we went to see this Avatar thing, and old me would have shit all over all the Avatar movies, which I have before, but I realize there's more to movies than just talking about them and being right about them, right? There's this thing called escapism, and I've talked about it before, but I never went into detail about what escapism actually is. And escapism is like this thing that people desperately need to get out of their horrible jobs or their horrible lives, or away from their fat, horrible wives. Did I already say that? Lives, to get away from their problems and sit in the dark with a bunch of strangers and just give yourself over to whatever horrible thing is playing in the movie theater, right? And just for instance, this was Avatar is playing now, and it's the Way of the Fire or whatever. I can't even wrap my mind around what I watched, but the point was, I saw all these people. They seemed happy. They're stuffing their faces with popcorn and stuff, and everyone's having a good time watching this horrible Fern Gully Smurf movie thing. And I decided right then and there, I don't have to be an asshole. I don't have to be upset about these piece of shit movies. I don't have to be that guy, right? I don't have that much longer to live anyway. According to the doctors and the Facebook app thing that my mom did, where they use like insurance models to figure out how long you're going to live and all that sort of shit. I honestly, I've got less than 10 years left because of how, damaged my body is and all the stress and stuff I've been going through. So we don't have much time left anyway. And all this shit, we live in this bizarro upside down world now where everything just sucks. And old me would have just crawled into my cave at in my mom's house and just fucking raged online in my stupid videos and just gave up. I don't want to do that. I want to come up with an anecdote for how bad everything is, right? And this all comes back to being humbled by this avatar thing. I want to make friends with people and talk about movies and hear, believe it or not, I want to hear what you guys have to say about bad movies like Avatar. Okay. I want to hear what other people think about One Battle After Another, Eddington, all these big, stupid, long, shitty movies that are being forced down our throats. I want to hear what other people have to say and actually consider what they're saying and what they're going through. Called like empathy and like trying to, relate to other people. And only bears live in caves. That's what my grandpa always said. Only bears live in caves. I'm not no fucking bear. I want to be a dude that like has fun seeing movies instead of being mad all the time. And this all ties back into being humbled. And the last few movies that I've seen, especially Avatar, we just need to get into this, okay? Avatar is this Ferngully. It's just Ferngully, right? And dances with Smurfs. All those things are absolutely true. It has no story. It has no characters. It has no point of existing. But that doesn't matter. We don't have to pay to see it because the movies are all shutting down now because Netflix just bought them. It's literally the sky is falling. So this couldn't have been more perfect timing. I got to get it while I can. I want to use my platform for good instead of just bad and shitting on things, right? So what the fuck was I talking about? Avatar, James Cameron. Yes, something's wrong with him. He has brain damage because he's old. George Lucas, all these guys who spent their lives talking about how special effects don't make a movie. Story is king. And they've completely flipped, especially Cameron. Now story is irrelevant. Special effects are the movie, right? And all this stuff used to upset me, but it's his thing. He's earned the right by making years of alien and robot movies to do Smurf movies. That's what he wants to do. And he has every right to do that. And, we all have rights too to shit on him and those horrible fucking movies, but I don't want to do that anymore. That's too easy. I want to be like that fucking Holocaust guy, what's it called? The Schindler's List movie, right? Where Schindler teaches the fucking the fucking Nazi guy. He teaches them that you don't have to kill Jews. You don't have to do that, right? And that's the controversial thing, especially back then when they're killing so many of them. And now everyone hates Jews and stuff. I want to be the guy, like in that Schindler thing, that forgives them. He pardons them. I want to pardon these Jew movie stuff and not kill everyone and murder them and make the world worse, right? Because we all know how that fucking turned out, killing Jews and hating them and shit. And we'll get into that too. But a bigger thing here, okay? I'm getting into Avatar. I'm getting into all these movies. I want to have fun with movies again. We'll get into all this Christmas shit too. But I want to have fun again. I don't want to be a hateful, fat fucking loser like I have been. I don't want to be a reflection of the people I hate the most, which are these big, fat-ass losers that go to movies and they just stink and they hog up the seats and they talk really fucking loud and they're just obnoxious and mostly they just stink. I don't want to be one of these stinky fucking hog people. I want to be better than that. That's why I'm dressing up. I'm listening to my mom. People, if you act like a clown, they're going to treat you like a clown. I'm not doing that anymore. We were at the Olive Garden. Swear to God, we were at the Olive Garden after we saw this Avatar movie. And, I was like really digging the way that they were dressed. So I told my mom I wanted to do something like that. I only own one tie, right? And it's just total coincidence that I'm rocking this fucking aesthetic here. And it all lines up perfectly because I have one tie since high school before I dropped out, and it's the SpongeBob square tie. And this one tie I wear to all the funerals and stuff. Anytime someone dies, I have to put this shit on. But I figured I want to be a little more professional. I want to talk about movies in a different way that we've really never seen before on YouTube, which is instead of pretending to know everything about movies and just shitting on them endlessly, let's have a good time. Let's talk about some positive things about movies, no matter how bad they are. Because at the end of the day, what they're giving us is escapism. We don't care about plots. We don't care about stories. No one gives a shit about that anymore. All we care about is cringe and special effects. That's the world we're living in. So for me to just get butthurt every time someone makes a cringe special effect fucking disaster movie, I'm not helping anyone. I'm just hurting myself. The joke's on me. You know, that old saying about like craziness is when you keep repeating the same thing and think things are going to change. Nothing's going to change. The world is not going to change. We can't change the world. We can't make movies better. We can't stop Netflix from buying movies and destroying the world. That's just happening. But we can make our lives and the people around us, including you guys, Jared, Joel, Hey Internet Eric, all you guys, we can make your lives a little better by, you know, just not shitting on stuff and trying to have a good time and things like that. And, you know, not pretending to know everything. Because I don't. I have seen 40,000 movies. So what? Who gives a shit? I still spent the last decade of my life shitting on movies to no end. I want to step back and think about this for a reason. Why do I live with my mom? Why am I a virgin still? I've never had sex, technically. Why am I broke? Why don't I have friends? And for the first time, I'm actually contemplating that it might be my fault instead of my mom's and the world's and fucking losers like you guys on Daveski 19. Did you find Christ or something? Actually, that's a pretty good point. No, technically I didn't find Christ. And I'll tell you why. The fucking thing about churches, right? And I'm not talking about the delicious chicken. I'm talking about churches like where people go to celebrate Jesus and all that bullshit. They would have me. I would go to a church and worship Jesus, who I think is a fucking awesome dude. And like, if you just imagine like we got these Marvel Masterpiece cards. That's my boy Gambit, because he's like a Cajun from around where I'm from and he eats gumbo and shit like that. And he's just fucking sexy as hell. Imagine if they had a Jesus Christ card, or if Jesus was in the MCU, then people might take him seriously or something. I don't know. I know death's in the MCU and other weird things that aren't comic booky. They should put Jesus. Jesus should have his own fucking comic book, because that dude's legit. And no, I haven't gone to church. The reason is because they don't have concession stands. I've been saying this for years, and I'm not even joking. Like, if they just had concession stands at the fucking church, I'd be there in a heartbeat. You know what I mean? Like, they've been around for what, fucking 2,000 years, and they haven't thought to put some popcorn stands in there? Cook anything. Slices of pizza, cold drinks, something? And you can't sneak it in because you can. I have snuck it into church when I've had to go with my mom and stuff. Sometimes she makes me go Christmas time or whatever bullshit, but I feel bad. Because when that fucking loser's up there on the stage talking out of his ass about Jesus Christ and stuff, and I'm trying to open my Friendo bag, it's loud as fuck. But if everyone had Friendo bags, and it's like going to a movie, like, you don't feel bad about making munching noises when everyone's doing it. Sorry to rant, but like I said, I'm just getting my feet wet. This is baby steps. What about Bob style? And I didn't find Jesus, but I might as well have, because I was killing myself shitting on terrible movies. Great to see you alive. Yeah. Thank you, Petty 7777 or whatever. I don't have much time left, and I want to make the best of it, right? I don't want to die with no friends, all alone, poor white trash in Mississippi, and still been a virgin and stuff. A step in the right direction, feel the energy shift, super excited. Yes. Thank you. I've been faking it for so long. Movie Slob was fun. And, I call it a character. He's an extension of myself. He's a slight exaggeration. Almost all that stuff's pretty true, I guess. I don't know how much. That's what we're here to figure out. But I need to know who I am, because I don't know who the fuck I am. And for the last, 15 years or whatever, it's like, what would Movie Slob do or think? That's been my mindset. And it's been driving me crazy, my mom, and everyone else around me. But a lot of the stuff, we'll have to figure out what's true or not, because no one really, I don't even fucking know. I've told so many stories. I've made so many videos. You think I can keep up with all that shit? I can't. But like, does anybody know who they are? I don't. Do you? Do you guys know who the fuck you are? That's an important question. I've been up in Gatlinburg, We got this cabin up there, and me and my mom were doing nature stuff, and it was amazing. I watched Great Outdoors with John Candy. at the cabin and just fucking relax. It really changed my whole mindset. I don't have to live like a fucking slob. I'm still movie slob at heart. You know, I still hate everything because it's trash, but I'm not going to express myself that way anymore because I don't have that much time left. For the first couple weeks, I blame my mom. I was really upset. She deleted all my stuff. I don't know if I believe in God. I'm pretty sure I don't, because why would God create movies like Avatar, Fire and Ash and stuff and make me suffer through it? But at the same time, I guess I kind of do, because that movie and my mom's horrible actions kind of flipped the script, and things are for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. People say that. Everything happens for a reason. I want to learn, educate myself on stuff and how this world works. And this is the perfect thing because we got all the time in the world. You don't have to watch this. You can come back. We can talk about movies and hang out and all kinds of sort of shit. But I want to better myself because I don't know anything about how the outside world works. I'm not joking. It's actually embarrassing. No one knows more about movies and less about everything else than myself because it's complicated and getting into politics and stuff. I don't really understand any of that stuff, but I want to because I'm thinking I might be able to run for office, right? I mean, I look the part now, but local office here in Mississippi, if I can understand enough stuff about politics and things, I may be able to run for an alderman or some kind of shit because I heard my mom said they get paid pretty well and they get per diems for lunch and travel and stuff like that. And I get to talk to people about movies and things. And I don't know, I could be the fucking mayor of Biloxi if I wanted to. So I don't know what that has to do with anything. I got lots of aspirations. I used to not have any. I want to be an alderman. I want to be a mayor. I want to get a company car paid for by the city so I can go, instead of using my mom's money for everything, make my own money. Think about that. Go to the Olive Garden, go to the buffet, stuff like that. Yeah, teen girls and cool stuff like that. I don't know about the teen girls thing because I want a woman. I'm not into teens, like this Epstein thing, but they do get pensions. Those still do exist. Everyone in my family that are fucking dead now, they all died and they took their pensions to the grave. And that's just not fair. The pensions, I used to think they should apply to the children and it should last forever. Like if you get a pension, you should be able to, if you write a hit song, for instance, like if you're a one-hit wonder and you write a song, your rights to that song transfers to your family and children forever until the copyright runs out for like 100 years or whatever. So everyone gets to live off that. But when my grandpa died, he took his pension with him. So because he worked at Sears for like 30 years or whatever, and he was making good money off that pension. Plus he had a military one. He had all these pensions and they just like died with him. Bullshit. We should have got some of that. The fucking bank took his house because he reversed mortgage. I still don't know what that means. It's like fucking 3-card money tricks and stuff. Old people, the boomers and the greatest generation, that's what they call them. These fucking assholes who pretend to be heroes set up all this complicated systems of money and politics and all this sort of shit because they knew they were going to spoil their children like me and raise us to be fucking assholes that don't know anything and can't take care of themselves. They did it on purpose. This is all premeditated. This isn't some fucking Alex Jones conspiracy. They set up all the shit, made it super complicated, so they all benefited from it, and then they raised a bunch of fucktard assholes like me that don't know anything. I don't know how money works. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, I'm almost 50, and I just got a checking account, and I swear to fucking Christ, I don't know how it works. That's not all my fault. A lot of what I'm doing now on this channel is coming to grips with the fact that a lot of this is my fault, right? It's not just my parents and the greatest generation, all these boomer assholes, whatever. But a lot of it's their fucking fault. It's not fair that I have to take 100% of the blame when these motherfuckers are the ones that set up the system to fuck me. They set up the systems to fuck their kids so that they could die with all the money. They're dying with all the money. Can someone please remind me what I was just talking about? Pensions? What? I don't know. I lose my train of thought. I was trying to get to Eddington because I saw that one. We'll come back to the benefit of the doubt thing. I have no fucking idea what I was just talking about. I've just had so many in the last couple weeks. I've had so many eye-opening epiphanies that have not only altered the way I look and the way I talk and carry myself now. I got a little more confidence outside the house. You guys should see me when I go to the grocery store with my mom and stuff. I am like actively trying to hit on women, get phone numbers, and get laid. I'm trying to be more manly or something and stop being a loser bitch or whatever. You know, my uncle was right about a lot of stuff, but he's wrong about a lot of stuff too. But an epiphany thing, another one that I had, I just had multiple epiphanies over and over again, right? I went to see that new Kill Bill, The Whole Bloody Affair, right? And it was crazy because it was 4.5 hours long with a 15-minute intermission, which was not enough time. I mean, I've already seen both movies, so I could go to the concession stands, get my refills and stuff or whatever. 15 minutes definitely wasn't enough time for the shit that I had to take halfway through the movie, which was about 45 minutes. So I missed 30 minutes of the Kill Bill Whole Bloody Affair just from that. But the one thing that struck me in the face when I was watching Kill Bill Whole Bloody Affair was I'm sitting there in the dark, and I've never really paid attention to Quentin Tarantino movies. I don't really care. They're loud and stupid, and it gives me, plenty of space to eat my delicious foods and stuff, because that's half the reason I go to the movies. But I'm really paying attention to this Whole Bloody Affair now because I turned over a new leaf. I'm trying not to shit on everything. And the big thing that I noticed about Bloody Bill is that Uma Thurman, who plays the bride in that movie, is just absolutely gorgeous. I don't know if that's just my taste or if everyone thinks she's hot like I do. I never thought about it before because she's a little old for me. But, what do I know? I still say shit like that, and I don't mean it. I just don't like old chicks or whatever. I prefer them younger, but I've never had anything, so I wouldn't know. And people are sensitive to that, so I got to stop telling the truth about that. But I'm sitting there watching this movie, and I'm like, Uma Thurman is beautiful and sexy and like really hot. And why do I think that? Because on some level, I still think I kind of like guys too, or whatever. I might swing both ways. I don't know. I've never had that in front of me. It's like if you took if you went out to the middle of the Amazon jungle with a hot dog and a can of tuna, two things that fucking tribal dudes have never had before, and you put that in their face, which one are they going to pick? I'm probably going to pick both because I fucking love both of them. But Uma Thurman, she's like really hot. She's beating all these dudes' asses and killing all these people. And I had this epiphany thing in my mind. I was like, you know what? This must be what it feels like for a woman watching a movie with an action guy, like a big, sexy hunk beating the shit out of people, right? It's like that Jack Reacher TV show. Watching Kill Bill made me think what it must feel like to think like a woman, which I know to a lot of people is a scary thing, especially to my brothers and my uncle and stuff that just fucking hate women. And I understand that. Old me understands. I hate a lot of things. It's understandable to hate women because for obvious reasons, but there's also reasons to not hate them. And I was thinking, holy shit, light bulb moment over the top of my head. This is what it feels like to be a woman watching an action guy beat the shit out of people, an action guy who's really hot, right? So it's like I got in the mindset of what it was like to be a woman now in 2025, watching the Kill Bill thing. And it just made me, I can't really articulate this. I can't really explain what that meant. Just on some weird base level, I think now that maybe women are equal to us in some way. I don't want to get fucking crazy with that. I don't want to trigger anybody, but maybe they're not as bad as I was led to believe. And that all came from watching the Kill Bill. Let's say something positive about that, right? Uma Thurman, gorgeous, smoking hot. I was getting tingle feelings down in my, my no-no zone, whatever. The whole time. Food was great. People there seemed to be like younger, and they never had seen the Kill Bill movies before. I've already seen them, so it wasn't no surprise or anything. But a lot of people were having a good time. There's a lot of people. That's about all the positive stuff I have to say about that. My mom was bitching the whole time because she's crippled and fucking 80 years old, and it's only 4.5 hours with a 15-minute intermission. And all she did was complain about her hip and her fucking back and her broken leg and all this sort of shit. But aside from all of that, we had a really good time. And it just opened up, it created this domino effect in my brain about realizing that, maybe I could be friends with women and try to make some friends with them in real life other than just trying to fuck them. And this all ties back to the humbling experience that I had while I was on vacation. Humbling in that I don't know everything. and I want to hear what other people have to say and try to expand my horizons. All I do know is I'm fucking starving. So how's everyone doing? Sorry it's been such a long time. You should see all this fancy shit I have here. Look at this. Look at that. I got this switchboard thing, so I can hit this and it's got all the logos and I can look at the chat or whatever. Look at this one. Look at this. Really professional shit. Okay, and this is all going to come in play in a minute when I'm showing videos and we're talking about movie stuff. This is crazy. I got this thing here. If I want to switch to this view, if I'm like playing a video game or something, pretty fucking sweet. I'm going to tell you something about, let's go back to Avatar for a minute. Hold on. What I got here? I'm going to see. God damn it. Wait, how do I do this? Okay. Okay. I'm going to go to Avatar. Give you guys a visual here on this fucking sweet ass setup I have now. But the thing I realized about Avatar is that a lot of most movies now are really bad. Avatar, the one with Leonardo DiCaprio, that piece of shit, Eddington, everything's bad. They're all bad movies. But I'm thinking like an old person. Old people want movies with plots and characters and stories, right? That's not reality anymore. So by shitting on movies like this, I'm just setting myself up for disaster and for a negative lifestyle, whatever. But beyond all that, movies now are just statements. And Avatar is a very simple statement. What is James Cameron trying to say with this movie, other than just trying to make billions of dollars, which he already is. It's already breaking records or whatever. And old me would be so upset with that because this is such a fucking horrible movie. But that doesn't matter because people like it, so it's good, right? It makes a lot of money. Money talks, right? James Cameron's making a statement that Americans are bad and that humans are bad, right? Bigger thing. Humans are bad, but specifically Americans and the whole military industrial complex. But we can still be redeemed somehow by helping the Native American colored people. If we help the colored people fight the military, and actually, even better, instead of just helping them fight, we become one of the colored people to help fight the fascism. Or this is like Antifa stuff. James Cameron is saying he is Antifa guy. That's all that he's saying, right? He's saying that he's Antifa, that America sucks, but we can still be redeemed. That's what he's saying. And he's making billions of dollars off of that. That's one sentence, right? That's one sentence is the whole movie, right? And there's something beautiful about that. There's something beautiful about the simplicity of that. Something so complicated and ugly and fucking terrible and stupid, beyond fucking stupid. I don't even have words to describe how stupid Avatar is. It's still beautiful because it's so simple. You know, people talk about how there's no plot. There isn't. People talk about how there's no characters and the actors are horrible and it's just stupid. It is. But that is simple. Keep it simple, stupid. KISS. That's an old slogan, you know, that my grandpa always talked about. Keep it simple, stupid. It's fucking stupid. And it's beautiful how stupid it is. It's so simple. People want spectacle. They want statements. They want movies where things and people happen, but not necessarily a story or something interesting. It doesn't have to be interesting. Nothing has to happen. They just want the character or the action figure that they're holding up for 3 hours to be a good person. That's all that matters. Okay. We are living in times now where people, whether they admit it or not, are all woke, libtard kind of chuds, right? And everyone's taking my fucking language. I've been using this. I've been saying this shit for years. Now everyone's saying it, so it pisses me off. I'm going to stop saying chuds because everyone, I saw a fucking chud in the movie theater. No one knows what the fuck that is. So when I see 20-year-olds calling people chuds, that really pisses me off. But basically, long story short, everyone's a libtard chud now. And they're all brainwashed by their fucking phones. And that used to make me upset, right? That used to make me mad. But I don't care anymore. That's just evolution. Maybe it'll swing back. People will stop being chuds. But now, you know, when in Rome, do as the chuds do. Brainwash yourselves and just be attracted to spectacle where the action figure is like a good person. Because what that does, when the person, the hero, is a good person, has good morals like Jesus or whatever, that makes us feel good. And that reinforces all the stupid shit we're watching. It makes us feel better, and it's all about feels. It's all about feels now. And the only way I can tie this into something related that when I was watching this horrible, horrible Avatar movie, is there a shot here that doesn't look like a video game? Holy shit. Beautiful spectacles, right? There was this thing my uncle used to take me to. I don't think I've ever told this story, but we got a junkyard here in Biloxi. Okay. And on the weekends, when the junkyard's closed, they would do dog fights for real. And they didn't advertise anything. Obviously, it's fucking illegal. But every once in a while, my uncle would come pick me up when one of his dates or friends, dropped out. He'd come pick me up because he knew I would never say no because we're going to the Chinese buffet first, right? So we go hit up the Chinese buffet and then we go to these dog fights. And they were fucking brutal, right? But I'm trying to give you a picture of what it looked like. Okay, it was almost like an arena. Just imagine a 30-foot wall of crushed cars in a giant circle. It was in the back of the junkyard. Nobody knew about it, but like the sheriff and stuff would show up sometimes too because it was big money in dog fights. And there's these big walls of cars in a circle, and they had these big spotlights, and they had like bleacher seats embedded in between the car parts. So we go out there, and they had these dogs. Like, James Cameron spends hundreds of millions of dollars using CGI to make fake shit on a different planet with flying dog things and whistle fucking dragons. Pit bulls, okay? And I'm talking these big fucking pit bulls. Not the ones, you see in the videos that are cute and when they're puppies or whatever. I'm talking about these big fucking monsters. They might as well have been dragons. And I kind of miss this. Don't be triggered by the story, PETA folks, because the dogs do die. There's things die, right? You fucking eat a cheeseburger, the cow dies. Things die, we eat them. We don't eat the dogs, but people get upset when I tell this. It's just the way it is. You go to Spain, they slaughter bulls. They still do it. And it's a spectacle, and people love it. It's a tradition. And just like this Avatar thing, we would go to this junkyard, and I had so much fun with my uncle. That's one of the closest experience I have to like being an actual man, right? It's like one of the few things we did together that I felt like a man when I was there with him. I vicariously was living as a man through my uncle and watching these dogs just fucking rip their fucking eyeballs and throats out and stuff. But we're in this arena, and they got all these dogs. They got Mexicans, raising some teams. They had like teams of dogs, and sometimes they would do like, Royal Rumble things where they would just put, fucking 15 dogs in their arena and just let the last one standing win. And, they blood would splurt everywhere when one would rip its throat out. Or I love when, one of the dogs turned on its trainer and it would like fucking bite it, like almost rip his fucking arm off. I didn't see his arm get ripped off, but I saw a guy get his hand, almost ripped in half. He bit right through it and split it like a fucking horror movie. But we go there, and me and my uncle would be bonding, watching these dogs kill each other. And there was this one time, I'm talking about, this all ties into Avatar and the beauty of spectacle, right? And this could have been filmed. Steven Spielberg should have filmed this fucking dog show thing that we used to go to, because it was like very filmic. It was very cinematic. And one time, the owner of the junkyard, we're having halftime. It's when, halfway through, it's about a 2-hour thing, when 2 hours worth of fights, they got to come out and clean up all the dead dogs and blood and guts and shit, because it starts to stink and it's overwhelming. So they had like a halftime thing where his little daughter came out, and they wheeled out this like little stage, and she had a microphone, and she stood up on the stage while they're dragging off all the dead dogs and to put them in wheelbarrows. They're going to wheel them off they put all the bodies on a big pile and burn them so there's no evidence or whatever. And they brought out this little girl, his daughter, and she had a microphone, and she would sing songs. My uncle's getting a beer, smoking a joint, and I'm trying to get some food they got a guy that walks around with peanuts and Snicker bars and shit. And while they're picking up all these dead dogs, You just should have seen this. I'm trying to give you a visual of how beautiful it was. Just this blood splattered arena. This little beautiful girl, she came out and got on stage, and I'll never forget this in my mind. She was singing I Don't Want to Miss a Thing by Aerosmith, but her voice was like an angel, right? Maybe that's too loud. So she stood on the stage singing these Aerosmith songs. And there was something about that struck a chord with me, right? So whenever I think about Avatar and all these fucking Smurfs flying around and the whales and all the fire stuff and shit, and they got this like beautiful music playing, I think about spectacles of the junkyard. And I don't know what I was talking about. This had something to do with, yeah, so movies are now spectacles. You get it. It's a beautiful song, by the way. But if you could just see that image that I have in my mind, it's really unbelievable. And this applies to everything now, not just Avatar. I don't want to pick on Avatar because I thought it was still kind of amazing. Basically, I don't know about Pocahontas and dances with Smurfs or whatever. I've always thought Avatar is a straight up rip off of Ferngully. Okay, that's a movie I grew up with, Ferngully. And the thing that I'm going to connect these two dots in kind of a profound way, and I hope James Cameron actually fucking sees this. James Cameron, you can fix your Avatar movies. There's a simple solution to this. Some people say just don't make them. That's fine. That you're entitled to your opinion, but everyone says that. Everyone says they suck, and that he's wasting his life away making Avatar movies. But guess what? You guys are still paying to see the movies. I'm saying, if we're going to pay to see these movies, then experience the spectacle, just like these dogs ripping each other's throats out while this beautiful angel child sings this Aerosmith song. If we're going to pay for spectacle, he could fix these movies for real by just making them musicals, okay? Because Ferngully was a banger musical, right? And the problem, aside from, Avatar just being irredeemable trash, is that they have all these long moments when the Smurfs aren't fighting each other, or something like a dolphin alien monster thing isn't communicating with the fucking colored people. You got a lot of downtime in these Avatar movies, especially in this latest one. And they could sing some songs, just like in Ferngully. I do like musicals when the fucking songs are good. And if you're spending $400 billion or whatever to make these movies, and they're guaranteed to make money, put some music in there. That was my whole bigger point. Because I can't forget this girl singing these Aerosmith songs. It doesn't have to be Aerosmith songs, anything, right? And they'll say, well, that'll break the illusion of the world of Pandora. If it's a fucking video game anyway. I like video games that have music in them, right? When I'm driving around in my Fortnite car, playing Fortnite with my nephew or whatever, just looking for some, random duos online, I like to drive around and listen to some tunes in the game because it just makes it better. Music, real music, not shitty Indian colored people fucking Smurf music. That's not music. I'm talking about pop songs, rock and roll, stuff that real black people in this world created. You know what I mean? Hardcore, jazz, bebop, all that stuff. That's music. That's what it means to be human. I don't give a shit about some tribal crap. I hate world music. Anytime I go to a shop or a mall or something, they always have these stores where they're playing world music. That's what they call it, world music. I feel like I'm fucking in Donkey Kong country or something. Turn that shit off, right? And the people that live in those countries, what the president would call a shithole country, they don't have fucking MP3 players and boom boxes and shit, so they can't even hear their own world music. So it's a joke. Like, why do I have to suffer through it? How can they even make the music if they don't have electricity? Bigger question, right? So this is a whole fucking conundrum into itself. World music, okay? Get away from that. I hate it. You need to introduce Pandorans to rap, to Jay-Z. Give them a little taste of that. Whatever people fucking like. Anything would be better than this orchestrated world music fucking Donkey Kong Country crap. And again, I forgot what I'm talking about. God damn it. Oh yeah, making a musical, just like that little bitch singing a song. Okay, because the movies are boring as shit. They need music, and I used to not be a fan of musicals, for real, believe it or not, until I started watching old musicals on Turner Classic Movies with my mom, and I realized what the point of musicals are. For real, this isn't even a joke. I thought musicals were for women and gay guys. That's it. Because the music's horrible, but it's appealing to gays and women for whatever reason they like these things, musicals. But then I actually started watching some older musicals, and I realized that half the women in the movies themselves are like half naked. I mean, smoking hot. Their tits are hanging out. We're like tight dresses and skirts. They're doing dance numbers and their titties are popping around. Lots of ass and fucking flesh just shaking and gyrating and moving and glistened and glittered and, titty sweats and ass flops and just, it all hit me. Old musicals were like, they tricked guys, husbands, boyfriends, whatever. Women want to go see musicals for the songs, which are usually bad, and gay guys. But to get the men to go with them, they put smoking hot dancers in the movies. And I'm not bullshitting you. This, no one's going to say this but me because it's absolutely true. And even if the dudes back then in the 30s and 40s and 50s weren't aware, they would go see these musicals with their wives and girlfriends and stuff because the women are just fucking, it's just unbelievable how hot they are. And we're talking about hotness on a different level. Okay. We're talking about, syncopated, everyone's in sync, dance numbers. It's just when you have 30 women that are half naked dancing to some shitty song and their titties and ass are popping around everywhere. It's breathtaking. It's something I can't explain. So now I try to see as many musicals as I can. You know what I mean? And I don't know about this Avatar thing because, I'm not into that sort of hentai Japanese animated girl thing that a lot of dudes are into, which I think is disgusting. More power to you. I'm not judging you. I'm just saying you're fucking gross if you're into cartoons. Avatar would be a lot better if these Navi bitches had some big old titties and they did some musical numbers. That's just a fact. And they're already into water, right? Because we know from that last piece of shit Way of Water thing. Do some water numbers. It's called syncopated dance water. There a bunch of these old movies that I watched from my mom from the 50s and stuff. They do the dancing in the water. Synchronized swimming, that's what's called. And it's even better because when you're in the water, gravity lessens. So their titties and stuff are floating and they're kicking up their legs and you see their asses and it's all glistening from the water and stuff. Whatever. I don't want to keep talking about that. I'm getting really excited. Avatar, bigger titties, bigger asses, songs, dance to them. Okay? I can't even imagine if these are already, anytime he makes one of these piece of shit movies, it breaks all the records. Just imagine if these Avatar movies had Navi bitches with giant tits and they were dancing to songs that were kind of good. I don't, it would change the world in a way that I think James Cameron thinks these are changing the world, but they're not really. They're just making a lot of money. Nothing wrong with that though. You know what I mean? You get it while you can. Let's see who's in the chat. Let's see. Dave Ski, Mermat, all the guys are still here hanging around. Joel, the arena president. Yeah, I don't think I could be the president. Not yet. I can 100% do what Trump's doing. Like any fucking loser could do that. Okay? Run my mouth off and like golf and eat disgusting fast food every day. I got that covered. I made videos on this before. We got a lot in common. Me and that orange motherfucker. Never forget. Yeah, movie saw. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, everybody. That's one thing about Movie Slob, the character, was my uncle died on Christmas Day. He really did. But I don't remember when I first started doing Christmas reviews for the Movie Slob channel. I told people that I hated Christmas, and I at the time I did, but I've always loved Christmas. Yes, Joel, there is another Avatar: Last Airbender movie. It's out right now, and it's just shattered records. Let's see here. I was looking at this. Which one is this? Is this it? Can you see this? I don't know if you can read this, but Avatar Fire and Ash has opened with $88 million domestically. It's already made $88 million in America and 345 worldwide for like 3 days or whatever. It's insane. So it's going to break all these records again. And back to Christmas, because someone wished me Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you guys too. I said that I hated Christmas, and I really didn't mean it, right? And I'll tell you why. Because I've been thinking about this a lot. Everywhere I fucking go, they're playing a Mariah Carey Christmas song. My mom's got the Christmas sweaters on, and the Christmas movies are coming on TV nonstop. And I used to love Christmas until the reality is it wasn't just my uncle that died on Christmas Day. It was that everyone died. I lost half my family to this fucking fake Chinese virus thing. And even though I hated them with a passion, right? These are the people that made me who I am. These are the ones that raised me, for better or for worse. My real parents, my grandparents, my mom, all these people, they all, not my real mom that I live with. I call her my roommate, my flatmate. All these people, my aunts and uncles and stuff that took me, they're all dead. All of them. And the only thing they were good for, the only thing in this world that old people were good for is Christmas stuff. And I'm talking about gifts. Like they gave the best gifts. They gave me cash. They took me out to eat almost every day. In December, Christmas didn't mean, going to caroling and all that fa la 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 bullshit. It meant going to the mall and getting fucking hooked up on delicious Chinese food, Mexican stuff every day. So gifts and money and food. And it's the one time of the year where they're not assholes. For real. I fucking love Christmas. I used to. But all of those assholes are dead now. All of them. So I started making these videos. The whole point of the Welcome Mathewson show is to turn over a new leaf. I'm trying to be a better person, be more positive, and actually interact with you guys and whoever comes across these videos and streams and things for once, which I've never done. I've always had someone else doing comments or interacting with all these losers. I always hated Christmas. I mean, I always loved Christmas, and now everyone's dead. So it's just, I don't know how I'm going to turn this around. I've got the rest of it figured out. I'm doing pretty good with this. I got ways of talking about movies and things without being negative. Okay? It's all spectacle. None of it matters. What matters is your friends and the family who aren't assholes. What matters is go to theaters, go into movie theaters while they're still around. You know what I mean? Before Netflix cancels them, which they're doing right now. I want to talk to people. I want to get out there. Maybe I want to run for office. But the one thing I can't solve, because I'm not that smart, is Christmas, right? Zach Blaze. Merry Christmas, welcome. Thank you, Zach. I love you. Zach Blaze is a old friend and a good guy. And let's see. There's more here, but we'll talk about that in a second. I need to make my point about Christmas. All these people are dead. Half of my family's dead. The reason for the season has never been Jesus. Ever. Maybe it was originally. Who gives a shit? I love Jesus. Like I said, he's fucking awesome dude. He said awesome shit. He's in one of my all-time favorite musicals, Jesus Christ Superstar. Okay? That dude rocks in more ways than one. But Christmas isn't about Jesus. And people that argue that are fucking retarded. And we need to just shut up, sit down. No one gives a fuck about Jesus when it comes to Christmas. Christmas is about presents and food and money and movies and people being nice. That's it. None of that shit's in the Bible. Spoiler alert. Okay? You find me chapter verse where it says anything about money and movies and food and all that sort of thing. It's not in there. I guess being nice is, whatever. My point is, Christmas is a puzzle that I'm trying to figure out. It's like a fucking Rubik's Cube. And if you guys have ever tried to do a Rubik's Cube before, you know they're goddamn impossible. Okay? That's the reality. Christmas is a Rubik's Cube, and I can't figure out how to get all those colors together because it's fucking tough. So if anyone's got any suggestions, Joel and Raren, or of course you can solve a fucking Rubik's Cube. Well, if you can solve a fucking Rubik's Cube, A, I don't believe you. I should. I want to see video proof of that. And don't take a picture and have it already solved. I want scramble that bitch up really good and then send me a video. If you solve the Rubik's Cube, I'll show it in a live stream. I'll put it on my channel because I don't think anyone can fucking solve a Rubik's Cube. Okay. But if you can, good for you. Maybe you can help me solve this Christmas thing. How do I enjoy Christmas when everyone's fucking dead? Honestly, how do I do it? I can't figure it out. Every day, every night, I go to bed and I get down on my hands and knees and I pray to God, who I don't even believe in. But I'm so passionate about wanting to resolve this that I pray to a God. Doesn't matter which one. They're all the fucking same. It doesn't matter if he's shaped like an elephant or a bull dyke or whatever. I get on my knees and I pray every night that I wish that I wake up the next day and I'm 8 years old and I got my whole life ahead of me and all my beautiful, fucked up, stupid family, old family members, they're all alive. And I didn't take them for granted, right? And that they're alive and they're healthy and they're stupid and they're worthless. But at Christmas time, it's Christmas time and I'm 8 years old and I have all my family and they're buying me presents and delicious buffets and Mexican foods and they're all alive. And I got the whole world and things are good again. And we're going to be nice at Christmas time and we're going to love each other. And we're not going to be fucking assholes. Old, fat, bitter losers. I pray every night for that. And I don't even believe in that shit. If there is a God, he could have a new fan. He could win me over if he just did that simple thing. Just make one wish come true. Genies usually give out 3 wishes. I'm not greedy. I'm asking for one. Just make me 8 years old again. And all my family are around. I'm willing to go through all the bullshit I've been through in my life. Right? Most people say they don't want to be young again. Everybody wants to die. Everyone wants to move on. I don't like being old and living in a world where I have to make peace with movies like Avatar and One Battle After Another and TV shows like Welcome to Derry. I don't want to live in this world. You know, don't get excited. I'm not suicidal or anything. You know, I would never do that. I'm just having, you guys are listening in on this, but I'm talking to God right now. If there is a fucking God, I just want one wish. It's very simple. I've never asked you for anything really. Not that I can think of. I don't want to live in this world. I hate it. I hate this world. I hate the movies. I hate what everything's turned into. It's just awful. Everything sucks now. I just want to be 8 again when things were awesome. Where I can go to a video store and rent a movie with my brothers and my sisters. And Taco Bell was still good. And all these fast food places. You guys, you have no idea. Because half of you motherfuckers were born in like 2000. I'm 50. You won't believe this, but at one point, right, in the 80s and stuff, fast food was still made from real food. Believe it or not. It was so delicious and cheap and good. And we just didn't know how good we had it. Trust me, you can look all this stuff up. People don't believe me. Like, when I was a kid, my older sister worked at Pizza Hut, okay? And they made their dough from scratch every day. That's the difference. That's the world that we were living in back then. Pizza Hut made their dough every morning. And now, they get that shit frozen, flown in from China, made by slaves. Fast food places used to be run by hot teenage girls and boys, if that's what you're into, right? I'm not judging. But you used to go to a fast food place and there was a big smile and like a hot girl serving food. Now you go to a fast food place, they're selling you chemicals, repurposed chemical sludge made by like 50-year-old busted homeless people, basically. I don't know where they get these people from. They're dragging in their workers from prisons and homeless shelters, and they're mean and they're bad people and they don't know how to make tacos and sandwiches correctly, and everything's just fucked now. You guys know I'm right. Everything's ugly. They're all ugly and old and gross, and the American dream is dead. The American dream is dead. And this all ties back into Christmas, is what I was talking about. Let's see what people are saying. I can't solve a Rubik's Cube. Take the stickers off. That's pretty smart. That's a pretty good idea. But that still doesn't solve Christmas. I can't take the stickers off Christmas to solve that fucking puzzle. Because I was standing around all those parents of that virgin and her asshole son. I think it was in Noel 12:25. Yeah, I've never read the Bible, so I'll look that up though. My mom has a Bible. And she reads it all the time. I didn't know there was a Christmas chapter. Welcome to him. Spending most of my free time is on nutrition and absorption, utilization in the human body. Love hearing you talk facts about how food has changed. Really? Wow. That's pretty impressive. Well, I need all the help I can get because on some level, I know that there is no God and that he's not going to make me 8 years old again so I can go back in time and eat food when it used to be real. You know, I just have to face facts. And I don't know what to do because my doctors in my Facebook app thing says I got less than 10 years to live. I've been trying to lose weight I started my Star Wars diet again and stuff, but I'm just addicted. I'm addicted to Diet Cokes. Always have been. If I could kick the Diet Coke thing and start drinking water or whatever, maybe I'd have a chance. But as of right now, I have no idea. I just know that everywhere I go, the food's fucking disgusting and it's overpriced crap. And that ties into a bigger point. I don't know what I was talking about. Sorry. I got to start keeping notes and shit. I got these notepad things. I'm going to start writing shit on here so I can keep up with what I'm saying. But while we're on the subject of food in America and the downfall of America civilization, we might as well talk about Eddington, okay? Because this all actually, this ties into Christmas too. Because I'll tell you what first, okay? Christmas, then Eddington, and food. Last Christmas, my uncle died on Christmas Day, or 2 years ago. I don't fucking know how long he's been dead. But our Christmas tradition, him and my mom and whoever else wants to go, on Christmas Day, which now is Dead Uncle Day, we would go to Chinese buffet, right? We still had Christmas dinner. We call it Christmas dinner. It's Christmas lunch. We still have the turkey and the ham and all the good sides and stuff. And, my mom calls it a smorgasbord. We do little smokies. We do jalapeno poppers. We do queso. Not queso. It's called Rotel dip. Rotel Velveeta cheese dips. Swedish meatballs. We go fucking crazy. We go hard. But then on Christmas night, we always go eat Chinese buffet for our second dinner or whatever you want to call it. And my uncle, who was dead, he couldn't go, obviously. So the next Christmas, which was last Christmas, we went to the Chinese buffet after we ate all the food and stuff. And we're all crying, sitting around crying about Uncle being dead. And we went to the Chinese buffet. And this time, it was just me and my mom. So we went up to the thing and they asked you how many people. And we said 3. Okay, so we got a little table. And me and my mom, and the third chair was for my uncle. And we got him a chair. And they asked who's sitting there. And I said, my uncle, he wants a Barks root beer. That's his favorite drink. This is all true. We went to the buffet. And I made my plates. And my mom made her plates. And we made my uncle a plate too. Sorry, I'm crying. I just miss him. I miss Christmas. I'm tired of hating on it. And we made him a plate of food. And the thing is, you guys don't know this. My uncle fucking hated Asians. He hated Chinese food. He hated it. But he went for us. And all he did was complain the whole time he was there about how he didn't like the food and how he was like a MAGA chud. And he always said that the Asians were coming across the border and how much it pissed him off and all this stuff. And so we made him a plate of food. And we paid for it too, because we don't want to hear their shit when they say that someone's got to eat that or whatever. Because, ghosts can't fucking eat food, and I already have 5 plates. I eat a lot. I go hard at Chinese buffets or whatever.
So we got his food, and I was complaining about Asians and Chinese stuff to like keep the spirit alive. And I complained about, he only ate like 2 fucking things. He ate like the sweet and sour chicken with the red sauce that he dipped in, and he would get egg rolls. He hated everything else. My uncle hated, I think this is where I got it from. Like, he hated vegetables. He's like you know how people call him picky eaters now? He was like that. I swear to God, I didn't mean to cry. Sorry. But I would complain. They're coming over the border. Fake Chinese virus. They're coming to kill us all and take all our jobs. And they're better at math and all the stuff that he used to say. I don't know how much of that stuff's true, but it didn't matter. Truth. This is what we're talking about. Movies doesn't matter if they're good or not. It's feelings. It's feels. And he hated this Chinese fucking buffet. So we're gonna go this year, and I think we're gonna keep the tradition alive. And then hopefully one day, I don't know if I'll ever have a son or something. If I meet a nice girl and she gives me a baby or whatever, then one day they can keep the tradition alive, and they can go to Christmas time Chinese buffet. And it'll get more complicated because they'll have to get 2 extra seats, one for my dead fat ass and one for my uncle. And then now we're getting into weird, complicated territory. But the hell was I talking about? Oh, this does tie into Eddington because I saw this movie Eddington, and it's supposed to be a horror comedy or something during the COVID lockdown. And I thought it was really good because it's like the first movie that shows like the reality. It was like I saw the one with Leonardo DiCaprio, one battle after another, and it was just absolutely fucking retarded. Just woke trash garbage. And I don't even say those words. I don't use woke in my vocabulary. It's like it was though. And then I saw the Eddington thing, and it's like this actually has characters and things are happening, and it's really weird and off-putting. But the thing that they kind of fucked up with Eddington is that they made this movie about the fake Chinese virus, but they spent way too much time focusing on like the cuck sheriff and the libtard mayor and the conspiracy theory grandma, all that sort of thing, like stuff that didn't affect us during COVID, because COVID was like one of the most traumatic experiences in my life. And this movie, they're talking about grocery stores and teenagers having parties and campaigns and things. That's not the reality of COVID. The reality of COVID, and this is why the movie's not as good as people say it is. But what I'm trying to turn over a new leaf. They kind of dropped the ball. They missed the boat with Eddington, in that the biggest thing that happened during COVID was it destroyed movie theaters and it destroyed restaurants. Now, specifically, most restaurants bounce back, the ones that matter. Chili's it's having an awesome comeback. Outback's better than ever. All that's good. And I'm happy for them, but it destroyed Chinese buffets. Okay. And this is like the unsung Holocaust thing that nobody talks about, not even in the news and stuff, or the fake news, whatever you want to call it. Literally half the Chinese buffets in America were Thanos. They're just gone, never coming back. And the trauma that I experienced, if you go back and watch some of my older reviews during COVID, you get a little taste. But I didn't go hard on them because I try to keep my older videos were not about me, right? Movie Slob was about talking movies and cutting the shit. That's what I did. And I'm very proud of those videos, which were, if anybody's late here, you're watching the replay, you can watch all of them on the Patreon for free. No paywall. I got them all up over there because my mom fucking ruined my life, whatever, it doesn't matter. COVID destroyed Chinese buffets. And the trauma that I experienced, I wish they would have put that into the movie a little bit more, because they didn't really go there, right? They got this bar scene. There's all kinds of stuff that's kind of good, but you guys don't understand this because what's happened to this world? I'm trying to be positive. I'm trying to turn over a new leaf and stuff, but I want to be honest. what's happened since COVID. The circus has really come to town. Okay. And what happened is we used to go to a Chinese buffet 3 or 4 times a week because it was an amazing deal. And believe it or not, I do like some vegetables. I wasn't like my uncle who only ate fried food. I like some vegetables and I like some healthy stuff. And they got good soups and dessert bars and stuff. But long story short, before COVID, a Chinese buffet it's like $13. You got to spend $1 on a tip for your waitress / bus person or whatever. So all day it's about $14 a person. And they have 1,000 fucking things to choose from. Now, a big misconception about buffets is that everything is supposed to taste good. Absolutely not, right? If you start doing the math on this, there's all kinds of like math and philosophical labels and books written on this. Just remember, like 90% of everything is bad. Everything. 50% of all people are borderline retarded, right? People's like everything is way worse and dumber than you think, right? So you can't have a buffet for $14 if everything tastes good. They're appealing to children and people, weak-minded people like my uncle and literal children. And so that's why the crap that they have on Chinese buffets is crap for a reason. It's there to attract the fucking idiots. But that's a whole different discussion. But the buffets themselves for $14, I would get like 5 or 6 things. Out of the 50 fucking things they have, 5 or 6 of them, doesn't matter what buffet you go to, there's always a couple things that are good. And this is in comparison to what we've evolved to now, right? America has now gone from paying $14, which is a hell of a bargain, for an incredible meal. That includes a salad bar, dessert bar, hot soup. If you're lucky on the weekends, they usually have peel and eat shrimp. Like, it's ridiculous. They've got fresh vegetables, noodles and rice and all kinds of awesome stuff. You don't have to eat the children's food slop crap. We went from that, $14, to now the average American spends $25 on a fast food meal delivered to them by an Uber driver. This is like we're living in Mad Max Beyond the Thunderdome levels of idiocy in this country. And I have to listen to people every fucking day. And especially during COVID, when they finally did reopen some of the Chinese buffets, it was like being in a fucking horror movie, like a sci-fi movie. The Chinese dudes were literally wearing these big radioactive suits. I'm not joking. When they first reopened during the middle of the pandemic, they were wearing like these big radioactive contamination suits, and they had to serve you. So you would go up to the buffet and they got these big plastic walls, right? With a hole cut out in front of the foods. And you had to point to which food you wanted on your plate. And you'd hold your plate through the hole. And then they, in their radioactive fucking spacesuits, like Marty McFly in Back to the Future movie, would scoop whatever you're pointing and put it on the plate. Okay? Like we were living like fucking animals. No wonder people were turned off from the Chinese buffets. And now everyone gets Chick-fil-A and Chipotle bullshit that never even had a chance of being real. It's stuff that you used to get in a bag that a dog wouldn't eat for $6 or $7 is now, $25 because you got to pay for the delivery and all this bullshit. It's ice cold and an hour and a half old. And everyone's just fine with that. And I'm the one getting shit for mourning the Chinese buffets, which I'm still in mourning for. Yes, it's unlimited. It's all you can eat. And some fat asses, some bad apples ruined it for a lot of people. That's not the majority. Majority of fucking people went to buffets, especially Chinese, for the selection of delicious foods at an affordable price. And there was this little thing we used to have called self-control. No one's heard of that now, and I don't want to be a hypocrite or whatever, it's affected me too. Sometimes it's hard, but you know what? Life's hard. Life's about making hard decisions and doing stuff and being a man and getting laid and making money and stuff. That's what I'm saying. We're living in a foobar fucking time now. And it disgusts me. It goes against the Christmas spirit and the American spirit. Okay? If I order Taco Bell,
put the fucking sauces in the bag. The only way to stomach that disgusting fucking dog food is to smother it in spicy sauces. That's your only job. That's your only job. You got the hardworking assholes in the back of the Taco Bell putting the tacos together and shit. Okay, they do the real work. They put the food together and they wrap it up. You're sticking it in a bag and handing it to me without the sauces? There has to be some consequences for not putting my sauce in the bag. There just has to be. There has to be law and order in this fucking country, and we just don't have that anymore. All we have is a mass, what do they call it? I don't know, a bunch of people ordering dog food through Uber Eats delivered by assholes. And that's why I hate Christmas, and I want to be 8 years old again. I'm tired of it. I hate it all. Right? So whoever said that, Joel, you can fix the Rubik's Cube, you can fix this. Help me. How do I shut this stuff out? How do we save movie theaters? What are we going to do? Now I'm starting to get panicky. I don't want to do that. I wanted to be positive, talk about movies, and oh my God. Local Vietnamese restaurant next to the movie theater closed during COVID. Yeah, we got tons of Vietnamese restaurants here in Biloxi because we have a huge Vietnamese population. The missionaries brought them over here during Vietnam, and we got some incredible Vietnamese restaurants. A bunch of them did close, right? That's where I go to get my, what the fuck are they called? It's a Vietnamese po' boy. They're called, it's a sandwich. I forget what it's called. You get that, you get the pho. I always forget how to pronounce it. The big bowl of soup with the meats and vegetables and stuff. This giant thing with all the things, and you put it in there and you eat it. I fucking love Vietnamese. They make the best. Their food's so good. So half of those are closed now. We don't have that many buffets left, the Chinese buffets. Chinese buffets are just a little cheaper, right? But you got to watch out with shit like that. Sorry to go on a tangent about Uber Eats and all the slop that people eat now. I was trying to get to something about Christmas. Yeah, everyone's dead. And I'm just trying to honor my uncle's legacy and like Christmas again. We need to resurrect the slob. It would be the first Christmas miracle in 2,000 years. You don't want to resurrect the slob, my friend. I promise. We will become better and Uber Eats will disappear. I'm working on some stuff that's better. It's going to be better than slob, including the live streams, right? I'm going to have movie reviews. I haven't figured it out yet, but this is a new chapter. You know, it's about being honest and positive. And I guess it's a weird thing. It's like I want to be honest and lie to myself at the same time to make myself happy and kind of dilute myself and be a little friendlier and nicer and stuff. There's like stuff that's out of our hands that we can't control. And I got to stop pretending. That's the thing. Movie slob, pretending to have control and understanding is just for the birds. Like we can't fix everything. We can't control everything. We might as well enjoy the ride a little bit more than I have been. Okay. And there's something there really is. I can't put my finger on it or explain the science of it or whatever, but there is something about positive thinking. I have so many people in my circle of acquaintances that are, you know, these like just super positive assholes and everything goes right for them. Really. There's power to positivity. On some level, like I was just saying, positive is lying. You know what I mean? If that's what it means, then that's what it means. I have to lie to myself to get more stuff good for me or whatever, something like that. So we need to start lying to ourselves more and positive thinking. That's the secret. There's a book that my aunt tried to give me. It's called The Secret. And the secret to being more successful is it's literally the secret's just being positive and having like a vision board. Like you got to put the thing on the wall, a picture of it, and think about it every day. Like most guys, they put pictures of Corvettes or big titty girls or whatever on the board. You got to like, there's mind over matter. You have to make things happen with your aura. And, you know, the universe is this thing that we don't really know jack shit about, right? But we can rearrange particles and create better outcomes for ourselves, almost on like a mystical level, just by thinking positively. You know, it's all not black and white science stuff. There's a lot of gray area science things where we can influence our environments with our thinking, right? And if that's actually true, if you can influence things with your thinking and the way that you talk and stuff, then that's another reason I'm moving on from the slob thing, is because I've been doing some real damage for the last 10 years, because that shit's not healthy. The way I was talking about stuff and hating on people and things and Christmas. And I just don't want to do that anymore. Okay. This is an experiment. I don't have much time left. We need more gay boys. Plug your Patreon. Yes. I think it's welcomematheson.com. If you go here, welcomematheson.com. I've updated it. We're still gay boys. I'm still proud of that, but I'm trying to distance myself from the movie slob completely. You know what I mean? I have to be my own man and not be shackled to the hate and the bullshit of the movie slob thing. Okay. Me and my mama talked about this for a long time. For right now, it's welcomematheson.com. We'll get you to the Patreon. You join there, and I don't know what the fuck to do. I don't know what people do, right? I don't know how to do any of this stuff, but I'm trying to learn. Okay? I'm spoiled. Let's just put it that way, honestly. In the weirdest way imaginable, I've been spoiled for like the last 10 years. In that, I never had to edit my own videos. I never had to worry about money and stuff like that. Like most people, they have to beg for money. I watch YouTube videos. I love YouTube. I have so many people I subscribe to, and all of them, even the old school guys, are still doing the same thing. They're all doing the same thing now, which is, if you like this video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn that bell on. Remember, you need notifications, blah, blah, blah. I will always, to my dying breath, remind myself and you guys that I'm above that. I might not be above most things, but I'm above that, because there's nothing lower than a fucking scumbag begging for money. For real. I live off my mom's Social Security money, stuff like that. We get money for doing odd jobs. My mom does, and she's an old widow lady that doesn't need much money, right? And she wants to help me and support me. She's like my angel donator or whatever they call it. People that give creative people money. So I've never had to worry about how am I going to pay for my next meal or how I'm going to pay for my next concession stand meal at the movie theater and stuff, because I got the best mom in the whole goddamn world who supported me in anything I've ever wanted to do. And this is all I've ever wanted to do, was talk about movies. So I just can't stress that enough. A lot of people are very unfortunate. A lot of creators on YouTube and stuff, they don't have good mamas like I do with good fat ass Social Security checks, right? We lost my dad's when that piece of shit died. And I see all these reports online where people like dress up as their parents or grandparents to keep getting the checks. I should have thought of that, because me and my dad are kind of similar looking, and I could have faked it and kept getting his check too. But now we don't have that check. It doesn't matter. I encourage everyone to join the Patreon, because my archives, it's incredible. There's so many good videos in there. I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but you don't even have, they're free. You don't even have to pay. I've got so many goddamn good videos that make me laugh. I know they're going to make you laugh. So it's totally worth it for that. But if I can figure out some way of like suggesting it to people without begging, because that's just beneath me. I take my mom's money, I see my movies, and I live my life. That's just the way it is. But YouTube is turned to shit too. You know what I mean? I feel like an obligation. I've got some higher calling or whatever for old school fat ass losers like me to get on here and speak their mind and make old school YouTube style videos. That's what I've always done. I don't care about the algorithm or begging for money and shit. You know what I mean? We need to not make America great again. We need to make YouTube great again, because it's a fucking cesspool of grifting retards and fucking assholes begging and making trash videos. And the whole time I was doing movie slob for like a decade, you guys don't know this, I was spoiled. I had people editing my videos. My mom pays for all my stuff. But every once in a while, I did do a little work, and I've got notebooks. Where the fuck are they? I've got notebooks over here full of video ideas for big movie reviews and things.
and stuff I've been meaning to do for years. I mean, I'm not shooting like huge movie reviews, like for Stanley Kubrick's The Shining. What's another big one? Willy Wonka. These aren't just like little 5-10 minute things. I'm talking about I have so many notes and things that I want to do, like visual cues, like video essay stuff, that I don't even know where to start. So I'm going to be making bigger things now, other than just little simple movie reviews. Like, how many can you watch? I got tired of making them because all these fucking movies are the same. Like, no one can tell the difference between Avatar, Fire and Ash compared to the last one. They're the same goddamn thing, but we all know the truth. Things are kind of fucked. Movies are bad. So I'm looking for the good and the bad. YouTube too. And the difference between movies and YouTube is that I can make YouTube. I probably could make movies too if I had money to do that. I just don't. I'm too lazy. There's no fucking way I'm going to make a movie. But YouTube I can do. Okay, and I don't need Charles Jacobs. I can just turn this fucking thing on and talk. And I've been practicing my editing and stuff so I can make some videos myself. I can do that. That's my gift, and that's how I contribute to society. Delivering Uber Eats food with your baby daddy, that's not contributing jack shit. You're just destroying this country. So are the people making these piece of shit movies that I can't believe exist, but they do. And people like them, so we're going to say positive stuff about them. Okay? Including Avatar and Eddington and one battle after another. Like, that's the one they're saying is going to win all of the Academy Awards. One battle after another. Really? Because Sean Penn delivered one line of dialogue that was funny. For real. In the grocery store when he talks about how he likes black chicks. Let's see. Let's check in. Liam Highland. This is the health nut. I can't really see. Can I see his picture? No. Go to channel. Let's see. Who is this guy? Nice. Okay, this is a sexy motherfucker right here. Sometimes when people are talking about, there's nothing worse than like a fat person talking about health stuff. Like instantly I can't listen to you, right? Because you're fat. Doesn't matter why. I want to find hot, fit people to tell me how to get hot and fit. Okay? No disrespect to fat people. I am fat. I'm one of the fattest people I've ever met. Liam Highland, this dude is legit. Look at this dude. I use the platform to understand businesses, and he knows businesses, and he's got suits and price things. And look, he looks like kind of like a movie star. Wow. Airbnb and companies and things. This guy knows what he's talking about, okay? That's who we're talking about right now. Liam Highland, you just got another gay boy on the Patreon, folks. The plug worked. Didn't know you had one. Oh, my God. Excellent. Well, I appreciate you, Liam, but even more so than you joining the Patreon, I need your insights into businesses and getting sexy and fit and ripped and stuff. I want to start going to the gym and lifting weights and getting shredded. I want to look like, who's sexy? I want to look like Tom Hardy from that Die Hard Batman movie thing. I want to look like Bane in real life because I'm a big dude. Okay. I'm a big fat dude. That's the problem. But I want to turn all this fat into muscle and I'm going to get fucking ripped so people are scared of me. For real. I want to be I want to have that intimidation factor. Because I'm 6'4", but I'm just like a big fat teddy bear. And I'm tired of being a teddy bear. I want to be a 6'4" monster. I've only got a few years left to live, like I keep saying. So these last few years, I want to go out like a fucking god from 300. I want to be hard and tough and just ready to go. So thank you, Liam. Joel the Mariner. I still don't know if is he an Aquaman fan or something? Or is that a different comic? You can't stand when movies are awake. Go back to sleep. I sleep in every movie I watch. It's not because I'm always baked. I'm just not woke. Exactly. A lot of these movies I do fall asleep to because they're so fucking boring. You go woke, you go broke. That's a saying that I heard someone talking about with that Snow White movie thing, which I still love because Rachel Ziegler's so goddamn hot. I don't care what anyone says. I love those midget guys. It was a fun movie. But if you go Disney went woke, they're going to go broke. I can't stand in movies. Yes, I only stand for the flag and for popcorn. I will stand in line for popcorn. Exactly. Yeah, I know. I talk a lot of shit about America because I'm American, and that's my goddamn right. I'm a real patriot. Okay?
not some fake fucking loser woke trash. I pay my taxes. You know, my mom pays for most of the stuff, but I'm an American. I got the freedom of speech, baby. Right? I got a gun room. I got more guns than you can count. First Amendment, Second Amendment, Third Amendment, all the amendments. I don't know which ones do which, but I fucking support all of them. Especially whichever one it is, the freedom of speech. Okay? You don't like it, get fucked. I'm tired of the snowflakes. I'm tired of the fucking losers. I used to make older movie slot videos, and they would come in here. There was nothing more shameful to me than one of these libtards would get in my comments or whatever and say something about supporting me or agreeing with me. I don't want you to agree with me. I hate you. I don't like that. I like patriots that love America and appreciate it. All its flaws and all. We're not perfect. We're not the greatest country in the world. There is no greatest country. We're just the best. There's a difference. All men were created equal. All countries, all people. Stuff. We're just the best at being a country. You know what I mean? Doesn't mean we're the greatest. Doesn't mean we're better than anyone. We're just the best at everything. What the hell was I talking about? I think I was talking about Eddington. There's so many things to talk about. I can't talk about them all. I think I'm going to leave it on this. Okay? This was just getting my feet wet, and I appreciate everyone joining in. But I've got big plans. We're going to actually talk about movies. So let me look at my playlist here. Yes, the big thing we need to talk about, and I don't have time for that right now. I don't know how long we've been on here. Has this been a couple hours? I don't know. It's been long enough. I might go longer next one, but the next video live stream thing, we're going to talk about Back to the Future. Okay, and I've got a lot to say about this movie. Stuff you've never heard before, and I swear to God, I promise this isn't going to be some bullshit take on Back to the Future. I've got some controversial things to say, and I need you guys' help with me trying to figure out Back to the Future, because I just saw the 40th anniversary of my mom. We're going to talk about that. We're going to tackle some political stuff. There's all kinds of things that I need to learn to make myself grow and be a better person stuff, and we're going to get real. This was just the introduction. This was me bullshitting with all you guys about my plans and where I've been and what happened to Movie Slob and everything. But I appreciate the hell out of everyone from the bottom of my heart. Movie Slob's dead, but I'm not. And we're going to really push the envelope with live streaming the same way I did with movie reviews. Perfect intro stream. Cheers. Thank you. I'm surprised it went this well. I didn't derail a lot sooner, but this was fun. Let me see what else. That's the full one. That's the main one. I got a lot more to learn. Stay with me. I promise it's going to be even more interesting than this. Way better. I love all you guys. And I'm out of here. Until next time. Merry Christmas.